So, ladies and gentlemen, you are in for an amazing treat today. I've been looking forward to giving you um, this training for a long time. And Harlan, I don't think you realize just how long I have been wanting to do this with everybody. Um, I've been following Harlan Kilstein for a long time. Harlan and I met, and I don't know if you remember this.
I knew that there was somebody following me. I was just not aware that it was you, Ken.
It was me, and the police have been checking into that periodically. Um, but you and I met. I'm not sure if you remember this. You and I met at Guru Mastermind in L.A. A few times actually. And uh, Harlan, I knew Harlan primarily as a copywriter, but Harlan is an incredible entrepreneur. Harlan, are you a hypnotist as well? Because I bought your hypnotist program.
Hypnotist too, yes.
Okay, that's what I thought because I was hypnotized into buying his hypnosis program, which is excellent, and just kind of a master marketer and all around good guy. We got to spend some time. We've known each other kind of obliquely, and I heard this presentation. Actually, I heard a predecessor to this presentation about 6 months ago, and was compelled to get Harlan booked here with you. We spent some time a few weeks ago on a cruise in the Caribbean, and
Thankfully, not the one that had the fire and had the poop all over the ship. That was
that
not our cruise.
that is correct. That is absolutely correct. So, in any event, but we broke bread a few times, and we put together a an evil scheme to give you this incredible information you're about to get today. Harlan really is a master at so many of the areas of, obviously as a copywriter, he's a master of persuasion. As a hypnotist, obviously, he's a master of persuasion. But he's a guy that's actually able to take a complex idea, make it simple, and make it easy for you to understand. And what you're about to hear today, again, I could not be more excited. You guys have seen some emails and some promotions that have talked about millions of dollars and about influencing the world, and some really cool things. You are about to get your minds blown. So let me ask you guys a question. Are you guys ready? Are you guys ready for? Josh says that there's no sound. Can you hear us now, Josh? Can you guys hear us okay? Harlan, you can hear me because obviously you're responding. So I guess we're good. So, ladies and gentlemen, are you ready? Give me a big yes in the chat box. All right, I'm seeing all sorts of yes. Get started. Let's rock and roll. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let us give a virtual clap to my buddy and your new friend, Dr. Harlan Kilstein.
This is a rowdy bunch. This is a rowdy bunch. And I see a bunch of friends that I know who are on here. And for if you've been with me before, what I'm going to show you tonight is information. There's a lot of new stuff. Here we are. You know, I have been watching what's going on in internet marketing, and every week there is the new flavor of the week. And here, this is something that not only do I teach, but as you're going to see, I also do. And I also do for my family. And you're going to see what it is. And I'm also going to show you some stuff that's going to blow you away. And we're also going to do something live. But what we're going to do live is going to require your help. Okay? So actually, we're going to see how good you guys are, and we're going to see the response that we get. Okay? So with that, let's jump in. And today's webinar is how ordinary people are building real multi-million dollar businesses. And I'm going to show you some multi-million dollar businesses that Ken talked to you about in the emails. I'm going to show you the site that was built by an 18-year-old and sold for $15 million. And you're going to think it's one of the ugliest sites you ever saw, but in fact it did sell for $15 million. And you know, it sold after 3 years for $15 million. I just want to see if you guys are alive or not, but how many people here would be willing to work and build a site for 3 years and make $15 million? Okay, how many people? Anybody?
Manju's all over that.
Oh, just one person? That's
Yeah.
it? The rest of them going, no, no, not me, please. Okay, all right, we're up to two.
Sydney's going to do
Okay,
us a
maybe,
favor.
maybe. All right.
Sydney and Mike are going to do us a favor. They're saying, yes, I would.
Okay,
Ron
so,
says,
and
oh,
you're going to see
sure.
it. And what's amazing about this, too small of a payday. Okay, so what you're going to see here is this is not a gorgeous blog. This is an ugly blog. This is the kind of blog that anybody could build, and it was bought by a bank. And you're going to see that blog, and you're going to be able to understand why it was bought, and it should get your greed glands going. Okay, it really should get your greed glands going that there is serious potential here for people like you. And I'm going to show you a blog that I started 1 year ago. 1 year ago, and I'm going to show you what happened to this blog in a year. I'm going to show you the traffic from 1 year ago, and I'm going to show you the traffic today. And I'm going to show you, what I'm going to tell you is that what I'm doing doesn't require any SEO. Okay, so stick with me, and you're going to see how to get really, I call it bone crushing traffic. And as a matter of fact, we burned the server last week. We had to move to a new server because we had too much traffic. Okay, so if that sounds like a good problem to have too much traffic, stick with me, and I'm about to show you how to make it happen. Okay, now Ken talked about we knew each other in Guru Mastermind. Ken, when did you get started online?
Oh, gosh. I'm going to say 5 years ago.
Okay, so in 5 years, 5 years ago, it was still not that difficult to make money online. I got started before that. I got started in 2003. And in 2003, those were the good old days when the internet was like your cash machine. You put up a site and you threw some Google AdWords traffic at it and money came right out. But then what happened was the internet became filled with just massive fraud. And everything changed, and it started getting difficult because people started playing let's fool the customers, and in fooling the customers they started playing all kinds of games, and so Google came in and Google was forced to act, and Google came up with two things. Two lovable little creatures ended up causing a lot of aggravation. Creature number one was Panda. Panda came along because a bunch of internet scammers were throwing up or plagiarizing or spinning articles, throwing them up on article directories and saying this was quality content, even though they were written or plagiarized by people who spoke English as their 14th language. Google said, forget it. And a lot of those article sites and the spinning things went down. And people were moaning and gnashing their teeth that Google was unfair. And then Google came out with Panda, with Penguin. And Penguin went after things like exact match domains, where people would buy the exact match domain of the search word, giving them an unfair advantage. And Google went after what was called auto blogging software. Auto blogging software was they would set it and it would go out and plagiarize stuff from all over the internet. It would post to the site. They would get links. Google liked it, supposedly, because it had lots of fresh content. But people who came to the site said, and Google started getting massive complaints. And so Google decided, and they picked an avatar. And Google actually picked the phrase, and the phrase was they taught their review teams, how would you feel if your grandmother came to this site and bought something. And they trained their search engines literally to think like grandma. Now, the truth of the matter is, I showed a picture of a panda and I said, the two furry animals, the penguin and the panda. The truth of the matter is, panda is the last name of Google's engineer. His name is Advil Panda, and Panda programmed Google to think like grandma. And this is what grandma wants, according to Google. The first thing that grandma does when she comes to a website is she asks, what's the experience of this website? Does it seem legit? Does it look professional? Does it look like it was thrown together by someone who was in a drunken stupor? Okay, um, what's the initial experience of coming to this website? Is it easy to navigate? What's the design of the website? Is the person, let's say they're using WordPress, are they using a professional theme? What's the user experience? Are the menus clear? Will grandma know where to go to get more information? Is it clear that she should click on things to find out more? Um, Google wants to know, is the content interesting and is it fun to read? Now, most of us never thought that Google had a sense of humor, but they've actually trained their people to, they want grandma to enjoy coming to your site. If grandma doesn't enjoy coming to your site, she's not going to have a positive experience. So having unique content is not enough. They want grandma to have fun. They want grandma to sit on your website. They want her to find what she wants. They want grandma to spend time on a site. If grandma comes to the site and doesn't see clearly where to go to find the information that she wants, and she hits the back button in like 4 seconds or 6 seconds, then Google's going to penalize you. They want her to spend time on your site. They would consider that you tricked grandma to get there if she did not find what she was looking for. Grandma wants to trust the information on the site. Grandma's not that sophisticated. And so if she comes to your site, and you're going to see proof of this in a moment, looking for information, she wants to respect that the information is valid. And she also wants to know if she enters her credit card on a site, she's going to get what she paid for and it's going to do what it says. So Ken, does Google's expectations for sites according to grandma, does that sound reasonable?
Yeah, it does. Absolutely.
Okay, what about your folks out there? What do they think? Is Google being reasonable or is Google being unreasonable? Ken, I can't see what they're typing in, so if you would
Oh,
be so
okay.
kind as to tell me.
Okay, guys, this is where you get to play. Let's see what y'all say. I've got some yes,
This is the
absolutely.
first time they get to play. We're
That's
going to have
true.
more fun.
That's true. And you guys know that we do active programs here. So get your hands ready. Simone says very reasonable. Wally says definitely. So yeah, I've got to come on, you guys. But the bottom line is everyone's saying Mike says reasonable. Yes, a lot of yeses. Veronica says yes. Eve says indeed with an exclamation point. Uh, Ron says I know I want that. Perfect. Okay, good. We're good.
Okay,
We're good.
so so here we go. All right, so this is what grandma wants. Now, let me give you an example, and this is actually a very, very sad thing. I've been using this as an example today, and today of all days, which I'll share with you in a second. Literally just over 2 years ago, my mother-in-law was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer. Okay, and pancreatic cancer is considered to be one of the worst forms of cancer. There's really no known cure. And when someone cancer strikes your family, you want to do whatever. And I mean, look at this site. Discover the hidden secret 10-step formula that cures any form of cancer guaranteed. Okay, this is the kind of stuff that Google wants to protect grandma from. Look at the quote: from a 5-pound tumor to the size of nearly nothing in a matter of weeks is proof enough for me. It's unbelievable. I probably wouldn't have believed it myself had it not happened to me, but it's true. Okay, and everything is a scam, but what they're about to share with no proof whatsoever, no research works. Google wants to keep this away from grandma. Or this one. This is a site that has one diet they says cures both cancer and AIDS. It's the exact same diet.
Oh,
Cancer does not have to be a death sentence, and so forth. You have nothing to fear from cancer. And this is again, there's no research and so forth on this, and this is the kind of stuff that Google is is keeping grandma away from. Google says if you're going to do something like this, we're going to kick you so far in the back pages of Google that even your mother won't be able to find you. Okay? And again, this is a bittersweet a day for me because today my mother-in-law passed away after 2 years. She had been given um, 4 years to um, had been given 4 months um, um, to live, and now she passed away today. So
oh,
we'll dedicate the rest of this webinar in her memory. So let's go a little further, and I'm going to introduce you to one of our anti-heroes tonight, or one of our heroes. This is Matt Drudge. Matt Drudge calls himself a reporter. He has possibly one of the ugliest sites on the internet. Matt Drudge, he puts out the Drudge Report, and this is the way it looked today. Okay, you see that the site is a bunch of links,
it's hideous.
and there is no content on the site. If you use one of the tools that lets you look at the number of pages on the site, the Drudge Report is always a single page, just one page. Now, um, Drudge has been doing this for years. He gets over 1 billion visits a year. What he does is he collects news stories from various sources. He posts a link on his site to the stories. There's no content whatsoever on his site, just a headline. Now, his site gets huge traffic. It's really expensive to advertise on his site. His site is run by 2 full-time employees, Matt and one other person. And if you're ready, his take-home pay is $30 million a year. Okay? $30 million a year. Um, how many, Ken, would you take that kind of money for putting up a blog like that?
All day long. What about the rest of you
Okay.
guys? Yeah,
What do you think?
everyone's unanimous. Absolutely incredible.
Okay. So this is something, guys, it's not about being an attractive site. It's about, bringing people back. Okay. So, 30 million dollars a year for it. Or how about one of our heroes? Okay. This handsome fellow is Ken. There he is. That's what Ken, if you guys have never met Ken, this is, no, okay. That's
Yeah,
really, that's really,
that is so scary, and that is not what we did on the cruise.
okay. That is Perez Hilton. Uh, Perez Hilton was a Cuban refugee who uh, started a blog and started blogging about celebrities. And to say that he's kind of an oddball would be uh, putting it rather nicely and gently. Okay, here he is blogging about Prince Jackson, Michael Jackson's son, who's just decided that he's going to become a celebrity reporter at the age of about 15 or 16. Okay, Perez Hilton named his site after Paris Hilton, who, of course, sued him, and it went to court. And the judge said, "Well, Paris, we'd like to point out to you that Perez Hilton is not the same as Paris Hilton, so you have no rights to something that isn't your name. And of course, he only did it for the publicity, and now it's famous. Now, Paris Hilton, he runs this celebrity blog. He tracks celebrity news. And everything that he does, he adds his own flamboyant personality. About 2 years ago, he got into a fight with the Black Eyed Peas, and I think the manager of the Black Eyed Peas gave him a black eye. Okay. Um, when Michael Jackson died, Paris Hilton came out with a headline and said, "It's not true. It's all a publicity stunt." And he said, "Michael just doesn't want to perform. You better cash in your tickets."
God.
Now, his site gets huge traffic every single day. And you know that little blog we just saw? It's worth $32 million. Okay, so the question is, would you would you dye your hair blue and cover celebrities all day, even though it's not original news? You're basically recycling news for $32 million. Do we have anyone's attention yet? Okay. Does this sound like something that you guys do? Okay. Um, what are they what are they saying, Ken? Anybody interested?
um, Mike says maybe not for 50 million. Yes. Eve's smiling.
Okay.
You know,
Now
I would do that.
you would do that.
I would do that.
How about $315 million for content she didn't even write? Okay, this is Ariana Huffington. This is the Huffington Report. It is considered one of the biggest sites on the internet. Now, watch this, okay? Ariana Huffington in 2005 launched the Huffington Post to counteract Drudge. Now, listen up. Drudge is a right-wing site. Huffington Post is a left-wing site. Ariana Huffington was a right-wing personality. And she said, okay, well, Drudge has got the right. There's nobody on the left. So she had a very sudden, convenient change in political leanings, and she overnight went from right-winger to left-winger to launch her blog, The Huffington Post. Its Alexa rank, which shows how much traffic it gets, is 93. It's the number 22 most popular site in the United States. That means it gets huge traffic. If you guys are sitting down, I'm going to share with you that it gets 1 billion page views a month. 1 billion page views a month. Translation, that's a hell of a lot of traffic.
Sure is.
Okay? Now, the content comes from a lot of different places. Okay? They go out and they find the most interesting articles on the internet, and they take the content from other articles and they link back to those articles. They also rewrite. They do a lot of different forms of using other people's content. They repurpose other people's content. But it also has lots of unique content and many guest bloggers. They also allow comments. The Google bot, the quote robot from Google, comes to the Huffington Post to get new content. Ready, guys? Every 2 seconds. Every 2 seconds, there's new content, a new comment, etc., on the Huffington Post. That's insane.
It is.
Okay, we talked about it gets over 1 billion visits. Okay, and Google loves it because it got lots of fresh content. Every 2 seconds, there's content. That's insane. It links to the original site, so they're not plagiarizing and they're giving people credit. It allows user comments, and the new internet isn't so much link-based anymore as it is social media driven. It allows for posting to social media. You know, you can take any article and share it where you like. And it's become so popular that something amazing happens. It outranks the sites that it takes the content from. So let's say we were talking about the poop cruise before, the Carnival Triumph.
Yeah.
And let's say that People magazine scores an interview with these girls, these teenage girls who were on the cruise. And People magazine publishes the interview. So what Huffington Post will do is it will go and excerpt that interview. It will publish it. It will link back to People magazine. But if you look up, those two girls' interview, you will find that the Huffington Post comes up higher in Google than People magazine does. Why? Because Google loves the Huffington Post. They can't get enough of it. And the reason that Google loves it is because they're doing what the most successful sites these days are doing. They're curating content. See, normally we hear the word curation in museums because the curators select what you see. So if there's a Van Gogh exhibit, it doesn't mean that the museum puts out all of it. It means that special people who've studied Van Gogh for years will go through the collection and or go to other museums, decide what you're going to see, and put that out. In the same way, people just like you are picking the most profitable niches and curating the content, and man, they're cashing in. Lots of people are cashing in. It's not just Ariana Huffington anymore. Heck, it's just about anybody. And Google's sending them massive love. So they're getting traffic without traditional SEO. The old traditional SEO days, they are absolutely gone. Okay? So here's Mashable.com. Mashable.com got started as a blog about tech and social media. Okay? Tech and social media. CNN tried to buy Mashable for $200 million. Mashable was founded by Pete Cashmore a bunch of years ago. There was nobody reporting on tech and social media, and he came along and started up. Gosh, he's got like something like 2 or 3 million followers on Twitter. Nearly a million people like him on Facebook. And he said, no, $200 million, that's not enough. So, guys, if CNN offered to buy your site for $200 million, what would you say?
Mike's going, genius. This is great. And I would take the money. Mike says,
You
okay.
would take the money.
Yeah, I would take the money.
And would anybody else say no, no, no?
Nope. Everyone's unanimous. Take the money.
All
Take
right, well, let's
the
take the
money.
money. Here's a site about that's all about skiing. It's called onthesnow.com. Okay,
Oh, I
and
love
they're
it.
making serious bucks for being the definitive site about skiing anywhere in the world.
Wow.
Okay, um, here's a site for religious news. Here's a site for jazz news. Here's a site for baseball news, even in the off season. Now, this is my favorite, okay? This site is the site that was built by a teenager.
Wow.
He built it when he was 18 years old. Ken, does this look like a particularly visually appealing site for
It
you?
is. It really is ugly. I mean, it really is unattractive.
Okay, so let me explain what this site was all about. This kid was interested in finance, and I guess he figured he was going into a career in finance. And he noticed that there was no one site that kept track of bank rates. And so he said, you know what? I'm going to keep track of the bank rates, credit cards, insurance deals, finance, and he gave people calculators for this stuff and put this site up. And what happened was that um, what started happening was that since no central place existed, all of the banks started coming to this site to find out what the other rates were. So they would study this and say, oh, Citibank just raised its rates. We should raise our rates. Um, oh, Bank of America lowered its rates. Let's lower ours. And this site, Bankaholic, became the definitive site for information. So when bankers came in, they would come here to find out what the rates were. The middle of the day, they would want to see what was changed and all of these things. So it became that this was the private site that bankers used. And it started getting like crazy traffic, even though the only ones coming here were bankers. And then the word spread, and finally, a bank came along and said, you know what? It's probably a cool thing for us to control all the information that's going out in the industry. And they paid the kid $15 million. He ran the site for 3 years and they bought him out for $15 million.
That's
Now, how
fantastic.
many people think that that's a good deal?
That's
Okay?
great. That's
For a
great.
kid to make that kind of money.
That's just huge. That's great.
Okay? So this is now, it's still not a site that the public would come to every day, but bankers do. And bankers love this stuff. So what they do in taking content from other areas is we do what's called curation. We do not do what some software does. It's called scraping the content. Okay, we don't steal content from other people's sites. We don't plagiarize other people's sites. We always credit our source. If we go to a source that doesn't allow you to quote it, well, we'll go someplace else. You know what they say, there's more than one way to skin a cat. Okay, so if they don't want us to use their content, fine, we'll send someone else our link. Okay, if someone comes along, and it happens once in a blue moon, and they say, hey, you're sending us, I mean, you're using our content and you're linking to our site. We don't want you to send us traffic. We always say, hey, no problem, we won't send you traffic. And we go and we take that down, and we get the information from a different source. It's simple. It's not a panic. Um, and usually what happens is people will say, hey, um, you've linked to us. That's fantastic. Can we play together? Okay, so 99 times out of 100, people will say, hey, look, I was quoted. And they're really thrilled with it. And then there's once, the kind who always wants to take his ball and bat and go home by himself and says, you can't use that. And we say, fine, we won't. We take it down. And that's where it ends. Um, but we always add something unique to the content. Okay, and that's where Google comes into the picture. Google comes into the picture because when we add something unique, it considers it original content. Now get this, all right? Here's a secret. If you add 10% of the content, okay, 90% is someone else's content, but you add 10%, Google considers as if the whole thing is original content. Now they know it's curated, but they'll give you credit for it. Now, this is like so awesome because you do 10% of the work, but you get 100% of the credit. Now, that sounds like the way I went through high school, but it's also pretty legit now. And this is not a fad or a trend or something that's going to go away. This is it. This is what Google wants. Google is the content monster. Remember, they want grandma to find lots of content. And we always give people exactly what they're looking for. So when people search and our site comes up, we always give them what they're looking for so they'll want to come back. Okay, so here we built a site that was called Meditation Techniques, okay, .co, and we curated an article from the New York Times about a British meditator by the name of Andy Puddicombe. Okay, now if you Google Andy Puddicombe's meditation techniques, Well, the first site that we had was the site that the New York Times based it on. It was on the Times of London. The second site was a site that was wrote a whole article about him. The third is one of our sites, and then the fourth is our meditationtechniques.co site that I showed you. And by the way, who's number 5? Can you read that down on the bottom, Ken?
Number 5. There's, let's see, number 1, 2, 3, 4.
I
Andy,
can't hear you, Ken.
Andy Puddicombe's Meditation for the Rushed.
Okay, and where's that from?
Bristol, England, New York Times, New York Times.
The New York Times. So we took the content from the New York Times, and yet we outranked them.
Incredible.
How awesome is that?
Incredible.
Okay.
That's incredible.
So meditation was the warm-up, and we discovered that Google loves us because we've got lots of interesting and original content, over 5,000 pages. There's lots of interaction on the site. There's a huge number of backlinks, which we don't even do anything to get. We're not using any software or tricks to grow backlink. It's just happening because people like our content. And when Google goes after Facebook links, that's going to double because look at this. Nearly 55,000 people like our site on Facebook. It's crazy. Now this page grows in likes by 250 to 300 people a day. Okay? How awesome is that? And then, of course, we sell stuff right off this Facebook page. This is 100% white hat. It's super Google friendly. We become the authority site in the niche, and we attract a following like we did on Facebook, and then we hit the money button. We sell affiliate products. We collect increased AdSense revenue. We sell our own products. By the way, anybody who tells you that AdSense is dead, it's because cheating the AdSense system is dead. But putting up a site and getting good traffic, you can make some serious bucks today on AdSense. We sell our own products, we sell advertising, and then ultimately we're going to sell our sites. So 1 year ago, I launched this literally puppy. It's called the Doggington Post.
I love
Now,
it. I love it so much.
anything that you think that it has to do with the Huffington Post, just because it may look like the Huffington Post, it's really named after the Washington Post. Yeah, named after the Washington Post. Get it? Washington, Doggington. And if the court doesn't buy that, then it's named after the Jerusalem Post. But it's definitely not named after the Huffington Post, okay? Anybody got any other Ington Posts we could be named after? The Kennington Post? Okay, here we go.
There you go.
Now, this site, we went from puppy to dog on February 1st. Okay, so you are looking at a site that is just 1 year old. Okay, and by the way, let me just show you some stuff over here. On the left, we have Ralph. Ralph is the snarky dog who is the spokes dog of our site. We just had the Westminster Kennel Club show. It's the biggest dog show in the world, and Ralph is mad because he didn't get to be in the show because Ralph is a mutt. Okay, so Ralph is mad that he didn't get to be in it again. On the top was something that we just did. We came into an industry that had no awards whatsoever, and we announced the Doggington Post Awards. Okay, and we nominated awards and we gave out the awards, and I want you to know that some of the biggest manufacturers, the biggest industries were competing to win our little award that's a year old. Starting tomorrow in Orlando is the Global Pet Show. It's one of the largest pet shows in the world, and people are begging us to come meet them, and they're going to be presentations where we are presenting the awards, okay? This is a little blog that we started a year ago, and we've already become an industry leader. If I had time, I would show you all the things that people in the dog industry are saying about us in just 1 year. And the best part is, of course, that we do not create, I'll say about 85% of the content. Okay? We do stuff that works. Oh, look at that. On Facebook, and we're going to play on Facebook soon. We are coming up very rapidly on 70,000 likes in a year.
That's great.
Okay. Now, just so that you see what's going on there, that's the top of our Facebook page, the picture, the banner at the top of our page. And we are on a campaign for 100,000 fans. And every time we get, I don't know, every 3,500 or so fans, we rescue another dog from the cage. And when they're all out, we're going to make a donation to the National Mill Dog Rescue Group. And they are in love with us because of it. And they're sending us thousands of followers, and other people are. Okay. 70,000 likes in a year. Okay. Now, just so that you guys can see this, this is a picture of the traffic that we generated in 1 month. Okay? We had 11,000 visits, 9,297 uniques, 24,000 page views. And people were going, wow. Well, ladies and gentlemen, hold on to your seats because I'm going to show you today. Here we are. We had 160,000 visitors. Look at our page views in the right-hand column. 251,837 page views. Right? Is that insane or what?
That's fantastic.
For 1 year. That's serious traffic.
Yeah.
And how did we get this traffic? Curation and learning to play social media like a Stradivarius violin. That's pretty impressive. But there's more to do. Now, look at this post that we did a month ago. Okay, 1 month ago, we put up a post, which incidentally we curated from another source. This was not original. And it's called, Is Purina Beneful's Dog Food Killing Dogs? Look at that. It had got 13,000 likes. 13,000 people liked this page.
Wow.
Something like 30,000 people saw this page. So almost 1 out of every 2 people came to this page, liked it, so they could tell their friends about it. That's insane. That's just insane. Look at what we do on Facebook. Look at what Facebook says our reach is. Okay, this is when we had 42,000 likes. We were reaching over 2.1 million people a week. Okay, crazy stuff, huh?
Yeah.
Now, we're going to have some fun on Facebook. What we're going to do is, you see this adorable little puppy? I want to show you what happens when you throw blood red meat to the sharks. So are you guys ready to play? Ken, are you ready?
I am rocking and rolling. Everybody else? I see lots of yeses here. Okay, Mike's ready.
Okay.
Sydney's
So
ready.
what I want is, I want a caption for this picture that's going to make people go, ah. That's going to make people go, ah. Oh, that's such a cute puppy.
That's adorable.
If you have such a caption, type it in, and Ken is going to pick the best one.
Come on, okay, you guys. Oh, that's great, Eve. I like that. I'm not going to repeat them until you guys put some entries in. So, oh, that's great, Sydney. Oh, this is cute. This is cute. Okay, you guys, come on. I want to see some more. That's cute, Manju. Good. I like it. This is okay. I'm gonna add some. I wanted to give you some stuff to think about. Eve says, "Are you my mommy?" Sydney says, "You said I could go too." Manju says, "Is this me?" Eve says, "Bacon, please." Angela says, "I'm so sorry. It won't happen again." Carol says, "You can't play with me? Why?" Judith says, "Seriously, you want me to eat that?" Ron says, "Please love me with good protein." Manju says, "Come for a date." Mike says, "Want to go outside?" Eve says, "I love you."
Oh,
Okay,
that is good.
that's great, right? These guys are awesome. I love the "I love you." Let me see. Um, I'm so sorry. It won't happen again. You can't play with me. Why? Um, are, are you my mommy? Is adorable. Puppy love is the best. Dolo says, "Will you marry me?" Carol says, "Puppy love is the best." These guys are awesome. You guys are terrific.
Okay, you
Okay,
get to pick one.
the pressure, the pressure. I'm going to make just a fast decision, and I'm going to say, Sydney, you said I could go too. You said I could go too. I
Okay, so here we go. Oh, wait a minute. We are not doing that. Okay, no, we're not canceling. What we are doing is we are going to upload that picture.
and you guys, it was hard for me. I had to make a fast decision so I could get going with this. So you guys did. I'm so proud of you guys.
Okay, we are uploading the picture. Okay, and what did we choose?
Um, Lost it. Let's see what happened. You said I could go too! Exclamation point.
Oh, I don't like that color.
This is cool. It looks so easy. Oh, thanks, Eve.
Okay, now we're going to go here and we're going to upload our photo. Okay,
Right
there we are.
there he is.
Okay, it's uploaded 2 seconds ago.
Wow.
Okay, split second. Okay,
Carol says I read it on the
and
Darlington Post. It's great.
okay, we're up there, we're live, and we already have 5 people liking it in
That's
seconds.
incredible.
So it looks like a pretty good thing for 5 seconds. Of course, another 5 seconds and 20 people like it. Oh, now what happens if we give people who are slow time to get over there? All right. You see what happens is, and one person has already shared it.
Wow.
So this is we're going to come back and look at this in a little bit, and you're going to see just how easy it is to to make something go up to 41 likes, okay, and 3 shares. Okay, is this hard? Okay, and what this is doing is this is bringing us more people to our page. Okay, we're up to 60 likes in a minute. Okay, that's averaging a like a second
That's incredible.
and 15 shares. And now we got our first comment. He can go with me XOXO. All right. This is easy stuff. Okay. This is easy stuff. Easy schmeezy. Okay. So, do you guys think that you could do something like that? Do you think, does that look hard? Okay. All right, so let's go a little bit further. I just want to show you what goes on. Okay, now here, this is the Hollywood Reporter from last Wednesday. The Hollywood Reporter, and they reported that Relativity. He's from Relatively Media. Ryan Kavanaugh buys a dog food company. Okay, and they talk about they bought the Freehand company, and one of the reasons they bought the Freehand company, one of the other partners, Wyatt, pointed out that Freehand was recently awarded a gold medal from the Dogington Post, an internet newspaper that reaches some 2.6 million dog lovers each week for its high quality. The award is said to recognize and reward business, manufacturers, and service dedicated to health, wellness, and responsible ownership of dogs. So now we are being cited in Hollywood papers as insiders. And some interesting stuff has occurred. They've contacted us about helping them with their reality show. Of course, we said, no, we wouldn't want to help you with your TV reality show. And lo and behold, um, we just got this email. I work with animal communicator Sonia Fitzpatrick. She's a fan of the Dogington Post and interested in speaking with an editor about a collaboration. She has a weekly show on Sirius XM, and she has 3 television series. She has a 3rd book, okay? And basically, she is a psychic who will tell you what your dog is feeling, and she just reached out to us after she saw us in the Hollywood paper, okay? And there she is. Sonia Fitzpatrick, animal communicator, television star. She can talk, she can understand what your dog is saying. Okay? Now, I think that that's pretty darn cool for a blog that's just a year old. Now, we've actually been away for like, a whole few minutes, and now we are up to 182 likes and people, 7 comments. He can go with me. He can go with me right now if he wants to. He can visit the chiropractor with me. Sweet. He can go with me always. Aw, I know that look. Of course he can. Aw, come with me. And what we're doing is we are giving them exactly what they want. Okay? They want doggy love, and that's what we give them. And you guys came up with the caption. Okay? Pretty darn easy. Okay? And look how many likes you get. It's like tossing steak into a shark tank. Okay? That's what it's like when you deliver the right content to your niche. They go crazy. Okay? So you saw what I did in a year. But you guys can dominate a niche. Now there are people who are just crushing it with this method right now. This is insane. The results are mind-boggling. They're building huge blogs, getting amazing results, and they're on a meteoric rise to the top of Google without doing any of the traditional SEO. They're just giving Google what they want, content. All right, it's somebody else's content, but we're following the rules, we're giving them credit, and Google is licking this stuff up. They're doing the same thing the Huffington Post is doing without a full-time staff. There are people doing this by themselves, and they're getting really great results. And by the way, making some really sweet cash every single month. And by the way, it's now a year old. People are chasing us down to give us money. Can we advertise on your site? Now We're actually going after sponsors for our site. We're looking for some big companies like Ford, um, H.J. Heinz that just got bought for $28 billion. We want them to send us a little bit of love and sponsor our site for 10K, 100K, etc., because they know that their audience are dog lovers. Okay, so that's where we're going right now with that. But the truth of the matter is, this isn't about me. This is about you. Okay, getting massive Google love without any tricks, without any of the stuff that you see people pushing. This is 100% legit, and we're building real businesses. Okay. Um, we're not building something, where you trick Facebook and you get 1 million fans overnight, and then all of a sudden it all turns out to be an absolute nothing because they won't buy anything because you have no relationship with them. Here's a tool that we use to curate. It's called the Beach Millions Traffic Attractor. You've got on the left for the meditation site, we have a whole bunch of sites that we get information from. So we curate the information. We don't go out and get it. The information comes to us. And with one button, we can publish to up to 4 WordPress blogs, Tumblr, Blogger, Posterous. Okay? This is the tool that we use. Um, this is Dean Caparella, who has 5 blogs pulling in money using this. The blog curation course has been a revelation for me. Harlan Kilstein calls a spade a spade. That's why I like it. There's nothing left out. As someone who's earning a living full-time, I rank Harlan's blog curation in my top 5 all-time best internet marketing courses. I now have 5 blogs pulling in money and traffic online with this method. Genevieve talking about the kind of support that we give her, that we're real people. Okay, we never send people to a support desk. You deal with real people. Okay, George, who put up a site about hybrid cars. Okay, put up a site about hybrid cars, and became one of the most prestigious sites about hybrid cars on the internet. Okay, this is Peggy. Harlan's my hero, not the cape and kryptonite kind, but a true hero, the kind who delivers on his promises and more, like with blog curation. Trust me, I've been making my living solely from the internet for 5 years, and despite what others will tell you, there's no magic overnight success pill. But with blog curation, my sites are drawing traffic, the right kind of traffic, faster than ever, faster than anything out there. In fact, blog curation opened up 2 new streams of income I've never thought of otherwise. Wow. Um, this guy used to do article marketing, and then when Google crushed it, he logged into his Aweber account and he saw that his email opt-ins tripled. And he went, how'd that happen? I haven't published an article. Well, it came from curation. This thing works. And 3 months later, he wrote back and sent us some graphs saying, my traffic has gone crazy. He's gotten on page 1 for really good keywords, and blog curation works, works, works. Leon Williams was an SEO guy, and he heard of blog curation in 2011. He was an SEO guy, so he decided to test the concept. He created 2 WordPress domains with the same keywords and focused. He posted to both of them with 2 posts. He used the same plugins. One, he got backlinks and did SEO, and the other one was just curation, just information, okay, other people's information. Listen to this. The curation blog outperformed the SEO backlink blog within 2 months with higher PR rankings, a much higher Alexa ranking, and most importantly, first page rankings on 90% of the original targeted keywords. Dr. Max Vogt, what took me years to do before to rank high for very competitive keywords, I was able to do in weeks. I'm seeing real traffic, not just clicks, but interested people with whom I'm increasingly in contact, grow very steadily and building a very valuable internet property and real business. Misty, who just says, most of the time I've invested in learning to do a new internet program. It's been a painful waste of energy, both in time and money. Did I mention disappointment also? So when you announced the blog curation program, I hesitated, even though I realized it was the coming thing. But could a computer semi-literate like me do it? Well, the next thing I knew, I actually had the hosting in place and the blog running. I was not sure I'd ever get all of this together. We still looked a little raw. When to my amazement, we hit page 1 of Google. Harlan, you're amazing and the real deal. No smoke and mirrors. A real office with real nice people who answer the phones, answer questions, and a real you who I can actually speak with. I'm delighted to tell you people, look no further. If Harlan has an opening in his blog curation program, it'll be a good one. Don't miss the opportunity. Go for the one-to-one program if you can. It works. Um, Peter, talking about his blog, started at 85 in Google ranking in October 2011. A month later, it was up to 60. In January, it started moving up, and then it got to page 2, and now it's on page 1. Today, from October to late January, his site went to page 1 in Google. And another blog went to page 1 just hours after he started it. Okay. This is Dr. Matt. Matt lives in Boca Raton near me. Matt got immediate results doing curation. It's 3 months, things get better. I have multiple sites with a bunch of #1 rankings on Google for long tail buying search terms. One of my sites is only a few months old, with sites over 10 years old, and has a #1 ranking on Google for the long tail buying search terms. Last week it went from 15 to 4 and 7 to 1 for 2 very competitive buying search terms. The only thing I've done is your blog curation techniques. Oh, that site brought in $2,250 last week. Blog curation is simple and it works, and I'm just getting started. So I'm creating more than one business. I'm building that meditation site I showed you. I'm building a huge dog site. I'm building a financial site for son #1. I'm building a golf site for son #2. I'm building a hockey site for son #3. And she doesn't know it yet, but I'm building a figure skating site for my #1 daughter, who would get mad if everybody got a site other than her. Okay, so I don't just think about curation. I do it for my family because I'm giving them, this is going to be an investment in their future. These sites are going to be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. And I have to tell you, there are some really amazing stuff that comes out of top sites in these niches. So you guys can build your own profitable site. There are 3 ways you can work with me. You can become like a member of my family and work with me one-on-one, and that means just that. You get on the phone or on Skype with me, and I share the screens, and I go through your site and give you immediate feedback, talking to you and showing you what you need to do to get your site up there, just like my dog site. This is for people who are serious, who are about building a big niche. You normally have 8 personal sessions with me, but because I go so far back with Ken, if you get on board tonight, I'm going to double that to 16 sessions with me. You also got 21 recorded webinars, priority email support to a secret address. You get lifetime software upgrades. That's $2,000, or you can do payment plans. Okay, that's way #1. The second program is called Best Value. You get 12, it's actually 15 detailed webinars, and it walks you everything from niche selection to how to curate. You get 2 bonus money-making webinars. You get a membership site. You get email support for all of your questions. You typically get answers from Glenna, who is our email person, within 24 hours, and it's really comprehensive. Software installation manuals, curation checklists, that's $497, or there are payment plans available on that. And by the way, if you get started there and you say, I want to upgrade, you can upgrade. Quick start curation. This is so nobody can say, I can't afford it. There are 5 recorded webinars, 2 bonus webinars on strategy, a live webinar to answer your questions. We teach you foolproof niche selection, how to curate, installation guides, how to curate guides, best practices in curation, and you get 60 days of email support. It's $197. But we've got some amazing bonuses, and I'm adding a bonus that I've never added before. But first, we have 2 guarantees. It's a double guarantee. Use our program, and for 30 days, you have our complete unconditional money back guarantee. I don't care if you're refunding because there's too much snow outside, or there's too little snow outside, or Tiger Woods lost the Masters. Just let us know in first 30 days. You can have a complete refund for the program. Any reason at all. Guarantee number 2. If you follow the program exactly as described, you curate content for 60 days, straight as we teach you in the program. If you have not made significant improvement for the keyword terms, you can have your money back. You can keep the software. We know our system works. The road to success starts here. See, here you see the 3 programs. The link that Ken or somebody can type in is blogcuration.com/Ken. But I've got some amazing bonuses for you. So here we go. Number 1, we have a checklist on how to pick your niche. A lot of people, get stuck here. We actually want to approve your niche and make sure that you're going to make money with that niche. So we actually slow you down and say, hey, wait a minute, let's make sure this works. We show you how to do it, and then we check your work, make sure you're on the right track. We'll help you. If you get stuck, you will get help from us. Week number 2, we'll give you a secret link. My team will build your site for you. We'll install the plugins we recommend, all done for you free. Week number 3, we'll build and install a premium theme for your site. Okay, we're using some really awesome themes, and we will install one of them for you on your site and teach you how to use it. Week number 4, here we see Michael Jordan. And Michael Jordan, they invented the term for Michael Jordan called hang time for the amount of time that he used to spend in the air. Okay, so the longer he was in the air, the more of the hang time. So Google wants, one of the things that Google wants is someone to stay on the site. They don't want people leaving the site early. Okay, so what I did was I invented a plugin that's I call hang time, and it keeps people glued to the site with video. Okay, it's an amazing thing, and people will sit there for a long time watching one video after another on their favorite topic, which is the topic you have. Week number 5, I give you my webinar called 14 Curation Methods. It is amazingly powerful. 14 ways to turn your site into a magnet that people will never want to leave. Okay? And week number 6, the secret sauce. It's a video curation plugin that will let you curate videos with the press of a button. Really simple, really awesome. We'll work with any theme, and we'll drive you away. And by the way, there was news today that Magnify.net is seeking investors of $700 million to build video curation sites. Okay, so this is powerful. And now I'm going to add one more bonus. This is a bonus that has never been offered before because it's a new program that I'm starting next month. If you join my one-on-one program, I will gift you my new curation for local businesses program that starts next month. Now, this is a program that was requested that I build. It's starting in March, which is going to be soon. The program will sell for $997. Because the interesting thing is, once you learn curation, using it on a local business, people will line up and give you money to put their local site #1 on the internet. Think about it. Think of a business with money, like orthodontists. Being page 1 of Google is something that, it means serious money for them. Okay? So we will gift you that program if you take us up on the one-on-one program tonight. Never been offered. Amazing, amazing deal. So you can start building a real business. You can get your bonuses only if you order 24 hours here. Blogcuration.com/Ken, and this is what you get. At this point, if you'll put that link in the chat box if you haven't already done it, but I will take questions from you guys now because I know you probably have a bunch of questions. So
Awesome.
let's rock.
Jump in, guys. This is a killer deal. I mean, this is why I wanted you guys to play, because it's so smart. The whole curation piece is absolutely brilliant. So bring on your questions. Harlan is here ready to rock and roll with it. In the meantime, while you guys wait for other questions to pop in, go to blogcuration.com/Ken. Okay, Kirby says, how do you make money? Wow. Where have you been, Kirby? Harley, you want to give a quick response to that?
So first of all, number one is the easiest money in the world is AdSense.
Yeah.
The second easiest money in the world is Amazon. The third easiest money is people coming to you, approaching you, and saying, "Hey, can I advertise on your site? Where's your media kit? What does it cost to advertise?" And now that's happening, and we're making money on the site.
Yeah, that's
I
huge.
mean, you could sell affiliate products, you could sell your own products.
I mean, if you're getting traffic coming to the site, the ways you can make money are absolutely huge, and that doesn't even include what Harlan's doing now with going into sponsorships and advertising and endorsements. The way to monetize is great. And here's another thing too, guys, and this is something that we're doing, because we're doing curation. When we began our Tribal Messenger daily site, which is all fully curated, it adds credibility to our brand. So if you're trying to establish yourself in an area, in whatever area that happens to be, whatever your market is, when you have your own site where you are the expert, and you're the publisher of that thing, what does that do to your credibility? We're going into the medical markets, and you guys will be seeing that very shortly. And we're building our curated site for people to help them boost and build their practices. So I won't give you the URL yet because it's not ready. But I mean, we're following exactly what you're seeing here, which is why I want, if it's good enough for me, it's surely good enough for you guys. And we'll monetize it by bringing people into our events. We'll monetize it by selling advertising. We'll monetize it by AdSense. I hadn't thought about going and putting an Amazon thing on there, but you know what? Why not? People that come to our site would be
And
Amazon
by the
buyers.
way, if you guys have Kindle books, you could sell your Kindle book right off there.
Yeah.
Sometimes you write a Kindle book and it doesn't get a bunch of traffic on its own. Well, you could get your Kindle book or your series more traffic than you ever dreamed possible.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, it's absolutely great. And there's things. I mean, I have a lot of you may know I have the credit repair program, the credit rebound, and I hadn't thought about doing a curated site for people on how to build their credit. But why wouldn't I do that? Um,
Why wouldn't you do that? And the
because,
answer is it's really cool that every time something comes out on credit, you turn it into, you take someone else's content, you turn it into your old content, and Google gives you credit for it, and you didn't even write it.
yeah, I mean, we missed that totally. So guess what we're going to be doing? And Fred's listening to this. Fred, guess what we're doing today? um, a couple great questions. Larry is asking, great question, Larry. So good to see you. Do the bonuses come with all three of the programs?
Yes, except the bonus of the local curation course is only for the one-on-ones.
Okay, cool. Kirby asks, I build mobile apps. Would this help my business?
Oh, okay. So let me ask you a question. What would it be like to be on page one of Google about building mobile apps? Do you think that would help your business? Do you think people might find you?
The answer is hell yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
I mean, I don't know if you were going after local businesses, but if you were on like, building apps, uh, app building, and you went after all the keywords relating to app building, and you were on page one, do you think you might get some inquiries?
Yeah, this is huge. I mean, the credibility piece of this, just that alone, is massive. But I mean, you see why I'm excited about this for everybody. And now, let's talk about this for a second in terms of managing it for people that are busy people, and most of our guys are busy people. We've got a lot of people that registered that didn't even attend tonight or today, whatever, wherever you are in the world, because they were busy, and we see that a lot with webinars. So they'll catch us on a replay. They'll catch us, whenever. If they're busy, how can they outsource this and maintain some quality control?
So the answer is that we actually provide you with a couple of things. Number one, we provide you with a video that you can share with your outsourcers, teaching them how to curate.
That's
That's the first
great.
thing.
That's great.
Second, we teach you how to go out and get an outsourcer for this. Third, we even recommend outsourcers for you. Okay,
Brilliant.
it's super easy to get outsourcers, and they're not very expensive, and lots of people do it that way.
That's brilliant because it makes it so much easier to get started. Then you make enough money. Then you can kiss your job goodbye and then either do it or keep the outsourcer. If you're that successful, why do any more? Just travel the world. That's the beauty of it. Mike's
You can curate from anywhere.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. That's fabulous. Mike asked a really good question. Are there any industries you want to stay away from, i.e., are they saturated or just not appropriate?
Okay, so Mike, let's stop there, and I'm going to answer you two ways. I'm going to blow you away with the answer. Okay, first of all, the real answer is that if you're after an industry that is a scam industry, okay, if you're going to be promising like instant fixes, I'm going to cure your cancer overnight, stay away, because curation will not help you. Okay, there is no fix to cheating grandma. All right, so you have to be ethical. Second, there were five guys who started a site. They were high school friends, and they decided to start a site in the sports niche. Now, let me ask you a question. Who thinks that the sports niche is a crowded niche? Okay, sports niche. Okay, who can mention some of the names in the sports niche?
Okay,
Any
you got.
sites come to mind in the sports niche?
I'm not
Like
in.
maybe ESPN,
Oh, okay. Yeah,
okay,
I'm still not in there.
Fox Sports, okay, Sports Illustrated. Do these guys sound like big sites? Okay. What do you think, Ken? You think
Yeah, yeah.
there's some authority people in
They're,
the site?
they're massive. Yes, absolutely.
Okay, so these high school guys decided that they weren't going to be intimidated, and they started a curation site. Last August, they sold their curation site for $186 million dollars, and that site you probably have heard of. It's called Bleacher Report.
I haven't, but wow.
So
Wow.
you can go into any industry, even a crowded industry, and make a dent.
Wow. That's incredible. So, guys, it's the bottom line here is the opportunities are limitless. Mike says, "Great answer, thanks." What other questions you guys have? And by the way, for those of you that are joining in, because I don't see any of the orders that come through on this. So if you want to just pop in, so we know where you're at, and so I get an idea of where you're at, just pop in, give me a big yes, or I'm in, so I know that you've joined Harlan's program. This is something that you absolutely want to add to your marketing arsenal. It doesn't really matter to me. Simone says definitely considering. Simone, jump in. Consideration's great. Be decisive, and I'd say jump in, and I'm respectful for your consideration, but jump in and do this. And here's why. Here's why I see it. Okay, no matter what you're doing, no matter what your business is, the bottom line is that you don't get more customers, you don't get more people knowing about you unless you're out there promoting. And the cool thing about curation is that you have huge amounts of credibility when you are providing all that information. Okay, you do not have to know anything about what you're curating. You really don't. I mean, because at the end of the day, you are providing the information. It's those other experts that bring you the credibility. So if you want to rapidly create expert perspective in your market, then curation is, I would think, the fastest and easiest way to do that. Furthermore,
A year
yeah,
ago,
yeah,
I went to the Global Pet Show in Orlando. I had started the blog. It was weeks old. No one gave me the time of day. Okay.
yeah, yeah,
6 months later, we go to Pet Super Zoo in Las Vegas. People are stopping me. You're the Doggington Post? Can you interview me? Can you put my product in the Doggington Post? Please,
mm,
can you interview me? You're the Doggington Post? I love the Doggington Post. CEOs are chasing after us. CEOs are saying, hey, Harlan, are you going to be in Orlando? Can we meet? Okay. Industry leaders wanting to interview with us. Uh, if you may have heard of, if you know anything about dogs, there's the head big cheese in the dog industry. They call him the dog whisperer, Caesar Milan. They keep sending me emails. Harlan, do you want to interview with Caesar? You want to meet Caesar?
that's
It's
huge.
crazy.
And the cool thing,
And remember, this isn't even supposed to happen. If you guys know anything about internet marketing, you're supposed to go into a niche
yeah,
like golden retriever puppies
yeah,
or labradoodles. Nobody goes after the entire dog market, right? But we did. And because of curation, we got there. We
yeah.
got there. Let's go check, by the way, our little um, post here. Okay,
And
let's
what
see how we're doing.
and while you do that, Mike says we have to do this. Be nuts not to. It's another .com opportunity like 1999. And Simone asked,
Okay,
does it matter if I don't know my niche? Simone, you just got it. Just got the answer right there. I mean, this is insane. And this is
Okay, look at
absolutely insane.
this.
Yep.
We did it 33 minutes ago, according to Facebook.
Yeah.
We have 708 likes.
Hmm.
226 people have shared it. Okay. 30 comments here. People wanting the dog. Okay. You could ride my car. Take him with you. I love this puppy's face. How could anyone tell him no? You're too cute. That is the most adorable puppy face. Okay. Um,
Amazing.
Poor baby. Oh, the poor baby wants you to keep your company. If I had a place in the yard, I would sure take you home with me, cutie pie. Where is he? B wants to come pick him up and take him home with her. Okay? This is the kind of feeding frenzy you can do. And by the way, when we post a link for something to them to buy, it's nutso. Same thing can happen. Okay?
Huge. It's crazy. Judah asked a really good question. Is it better to start a new site or refurbish an old site?
We can refurbish an old site as as long as it as a niche. If you have a business, we can add a blog curation and we can get traffic to your blog. We do that all the time for people.
Yeah.
As a
Awesome.
matter of fact, if you have an older domain name, you'll get results even faster
Yeah. Google likes
because
an
Google
older name.
likes an older domain name.
Yeah, they totally do. This is genius. This is absolutely genius. I hope you guys are as excited as I am about this. I mean, Mike says yes, absolutely. We
Do you
have to
want to
do
hear
this.
the secret story behind how I started this?
Yeah,
So I
absolutely.
had a site that was making lots and lots of money, and I bought traffic from Google.
Okay.
Okay, I bought traffic day in, day out. I was making money. I was giving Google money, and then one day I didn't make any sales. And I said, okay, I had a bad day. Next day, I made very few sales. Hey, what's going on here? 2 days in a row. I log into my Google AdWords account, and I see that Google is not sending me any traffic. So we inquired at Google, and because they haven't said anything to us, and we finally, after a month, go, we don't like your site. Okay,
Wow.
well, what's the matter with my site? I'll change it. See our guidelines. Well, your guidelines don't tell me anything about the site. See our guidelines. We couldn't get them on the phone. They wouldn't take our call. It took 9 months to find out what they wanted. I finally got my site reinstituted with Google AdWords. I'm getting traffic again. They suspended it the next day. I
Oh
went, what
no.
now? And they went, well, we never approved it. Of course you approved it. You gave me traffic.
Yeah.
No, we never approved it. So we got all back. We're up and running. We're getting traffic. I'm making sales. And then I said, you know what? If they could do this to me once, they could do this to me anytime they want. I turned off my AdWords account and I started blog curation. That was what did it. Saying, you know what? I'm not going to be dependent on buying traffic. And look at the kind of traffic we we totally took down our server. Our server has gone down 3 times. Why did it go down? The first time it went down was the 4th of July weekend. Petco, which is a big pet store in the United States, released some information on the weekend. And they figured they would release it on the weekend so nobody would see it. What did they release? They released that one of their metal bowls was being recalled because a slight problem. It just might be radioactive.
Oh
Okay,
no.
they your dog could glow in the dark. Okay, so we took the news and we put it out there, and someone picked it up on Twitter, and a huge celebrity, someone who's been in a lot of Arnold Schwarzenegger movies, Steven Seagal movies. Her name's Rosie Grier. She's an actress and a dog lover. She tweeted it. She's got hundreds of thousands of followers. They came to our site, and the server just went, "No, I can't take it," and it went down. All right. We've done that 2 other times when Miley Cyrus adopted a new dog and we published it and we showed pictures of Miley Cyrus, and all we did for the pictures of Miley Cyrus was take it right off Twitter, okay, and we put that up. Our server went down. Now we have a much larger server, and we're saying, all right, traffic, try and take this puppy down. But I'm sure that we're going to outgrow this too. And that's the way you become a success. It's simple. We started on a little tiny shared hosting site, and now we've got this massive server that could like probably run the city of Miami. Okay?
That's huge.
Incredible.
That's
All
great.
for dogs, all
Absolutely.
for a blog.
Absolutely
So,
incredible.
got any more questions, guys?
No, I think we are good on questions. Mike says that the exact same thing happened to me. So you guys go once again to what's the URL on that? It is blogcuration.com/Ken. Grab your spot right now. This is just huge. I mean, just huge. Whichever way you go, just get started. You can start with a quick start program. You can go right to the one in the middle, which most people tend to do because it's just an incredible value. Or go right into Harlan's one-on-one coaching, which is obviously incredible. And the man knows what he's talking about, as you can see. I mean, I'm so blessed to have him with us today, and I know you guys are thrilled. So, Harlan, thank you again so much. I am looking forward to hearing from you guys that are here with us as to what your experiences are and what your process is. The cool thing is you can start right away and get results right away. That's the brilliant thing about all this because you go viral real quick once you do it right. So follow what Harlan teaches you, put it to use, and you will be beyond thrilled.
And by the way, guys,
Yeah.
thanks for getting me all that Facebook traffic. I owe you one.
This is tremendous. Harlan, thank you again. What a pleasure, as always. And look forward to having you on our next conference. You already booked for that. Harlan will be with us. Sydney says, "Hold a spot for me." Okay, Sydney, which one are you joining? Just put the thing in the chat box. I think Mike is on with us. Simone, I hope you're joining us. So I see a lot of people are saying yes, I'm doing it. Simone's in for option 2. That's great. Welcome aboard. Sydney's going in for the one-on-one. Yes, Sydney, do me a favor. We just pop uh, send something to the support line. We'll hold a spot for you. Support@prosperitycourse.com, and we'll get a spot held for you for that. He wants to do one-on-one with you, Harlan.
Okay, that's
Anybody?
fantastic.
Any other
Now,
thing? Yeah.
by the way, Ken, for those of you who doubt it, Ken is joining the course and going to be going through the course. Okay. Did we get your login today, Ken?
I don't know. Ann hasn't gotten back to me yet.
Okay. Well, we'll make sure that if you haven't got it, let me know. We'll get you your login, and Ken is going to report back to you on how he's doing. He's going to be in the exact same course as you guys are.
And guys, my level of commitment to this is massive. I have people on my staff that are during curation, and they've done some stuff, but they've not done what Harlan's teaching. So they're required to be on this with us today. I got one of my people on with us already. The rest of them are going to be watching the replay because this has been on at the wrong time for them. But this is what we're doing with our business. This is fundamental to our business. And I'm just letting you know that. That's, I mean, that is the God's honest truth, because it is the best way for me to gain credibility in marketplaces that I have never been before. So this is something that I'm completely and totally committed to, and that's why I'm so strongly advising that you jump into this. It is a very, very small amount to invest in your education, and to execute it, to put it to use, to actually, take the action. It's minimal. I mean, get your site up. What are you paying for the content? Nothing. You're curating it. The people that you're getting it from want you to be continuing to promote their information. Except you get more bang out of it than they do. So it's tremendous, absolutely tremendous. So join me. I'll be happy to report back to you. You'll see my results because you guys will be getting emails about it. And I look forward to hearing what you're doing as well. Harlan, I am so excited. Thank you very, very much, my friend. Totally a
All right.
pleasure. And
We will be in touch with you guys soon. For those of you who are coming aboard, we will take really good care of you. All
awesome.
right?
Thanks, everybody. Welcome aboard. For those of you that have joined in, for those of you that are sitting on a fence, get off the fence. Fence sitting is not allowed. Join us. It's going to be a blast. Loudcuration.com/Ken, and we will talk again soon. Bye, everybody. Good morning, good night, good evening. Thanks for joining us. Bye bye.
Okay. Take care.
Thanks, Harlan.
Bye bye.